Good morning. Today's story involves an individual who travels to India. And on their itinerary, they find that they're going to visit an elephant farm. So the particular day arrives when they were supposed to visit the elephant farm, and they do. And when they get there in time to see all these elephants brought out of the barn. And they're led by their trainers to these particular spots along this road where they are tethered by a rope and a small peg that's fastened to the ground. And the elephants obediently let themselves be tethered, and they just stand there throughout the day to be observed by those that are interested in acquiring an elephant. And the observer makes a note. It says, it's interesting how these huge, majestic creatures allow the trainer to bring them out and to tether them to those small pegs. And they sit there or stand there obediently for hours, all day long, and wait for the end of the day when their trainers will come and untether them and lead them back to the barn. Surely they can pull those pegs loose and do as they please. And the owner of the farm goes, this is true. But you see, when those elephants become of age, they are brought out every day and tethered to that peg. And in the beginning, they struggle mightily. They pull against the peg, they yank at it, they kick at it, they do whatever they can, but it never moves. And they do it day in and day out until eventually they give up. They no longer believe it's possible to pull free from that peg. So now you see them as they are, fully grown, and they still believe they can't pull that peg free. Now, for me, life was an impression. I began becoming impressed with the thoughts that were prevalent at the moment of my birth. And it began with understanding the thoughts and ideas that were in effect from that moment on. And those moments were restricting because I couldn't see beyond those moments. All I could see was that I was in those moments. And every day was a trip from the barn to the peg, and from the peg back to the barn. And I couldn't pull my peg free. But we are infinite beings capable of realizing infinity, of experiencing it. And yet we find ourselves trapped in finite thinking. And we go on each day tethered to these thoughts from sun up to sundown. And then we start all over again, accepting the fact that we're tethered to these little pegs that we are easily capable of pulling free. But We don't.